Hi, everyone. This is Kara Williams with Williams Immigration, and we are back for another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about all things U.S. immigration. So, I like to dive right in. The first thing I want to talk to y'all about this morning is immigration and artificial intelligence, affectionately known to everyone as AI. So, at the very end of last month, on October 30th, the White House issued an executive order regarding artificial intelligence, and there were some immigration specific provisions in that executive order. So I wanted to go through some of those provisions that I thought might be interesting for y'all that we should all be kind of on the lookout for moving forward when it comes to immigration. So it's a pretty it's a pretty lengthy executive order. So the relevant sections are all under Section 5. If any of you want to pull it, or if you would like a copy of it, just let me know, and I'm more than happy to send you that link. But one of the provisions is the White House would like to streamline the visa process and the applications to ensure that individuals who are coming to the US who have something to do with AI, who are promoting AI, who are researching AI, who are working with AI, can timely get their visas processed. If you have been listening to me at all, I talk about the backlog and the slow processing. So the White House wants there to be some assurances that folks that are coming in to work with AI do have a somewhat streamlined mechanism to get their visas. They also want the actual availability of visa appointments. You and I both know if we have been trying to get visas for our clients in certain countries, or you've been applying yourself to get a visa in certain countries, the backlogs are still there for some countries. Certainly for some, it's moving right along, but for others, the backlog is still pretty big. One of the other things they are looking at, the White House would like the agencies to look at, is implementing basically a visa renewal process inside the US for individuals who are working with AI. So that means not requiring those individuals to leave the country, go to their home country, get a visa, and then come all the way back. Sometimes that process of going home to get, applying for a visa can take a month. And if something goes wonky, or there are mistakes or there are errors, it can take over a month. So that's time that person is not working. They're not being productive in their career endeavor. And so the White House has said that they would like the agency to consider adding those folks that are working with AI into this domestic visa renewal program. So that you are aware, we used to call this a visa revalidation. When I started practicing immigration law 25 years ago, visa revalidation was a thing. It was a big thing. We used it all the time. And it is simply where individuals who already are in the United States, have already received a visa from a consulate overseas, have gone through all the background checks. They were allowed to renew their visas without having to go home. We sent their passport, we sent their packet of information to the Department of State in Washington, D.C., and the visas were done there, and then they were sent back to the individual wherever they were in the U.S. And so the person never lost productive time at work. They didn't have to, fly home wherever home was, and then wait and then fly back. So the White House is now saying, hey, can you guys consider, adding folks that are working in AI to this program? So we are currently waiting for sort of visa revalidation part 2 to come about, and they're calling it the domestic visa renewal program. So fingers crossed, we'll see that program up and running shortly. Anyway, we think it's only going to be, right now, we think it's only being contemplated for H's. But with this executive order, maybe, just maybe, they will actually add in folks that are working in AI. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Let's see here. So the next thing in that executive order was for individuals who may qualify for domestic visa renewal, the White House would like the agencies to consider including academic J1, research scholars, and F1 students who are in STEM fields. And STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. Those folks could all potentially be working on AI projects, or companies that really focus on AI, or they themselves are business owners who are focusing on AI. So again, we'll see. The White House would also like for the agencies to look at, frankly, identifying and attracting individuals who are working in AI, looking for those that are super, super talented to work in AI. Whether, doesn't matter what they're doing overseas, if it's in AI, are they super talented? The White House has essentially said, how do we get them to the US? How do we get them with a streamlined visa process? How do we make that happen so that what we are doing will attract them to the US and attract their skills? So we'll see what happens there. Of course, we know that the White House also would like to see the H-1B program a little bit more modernized, a little bit more streamlined. So we already have a potential rule, or we've already got a rule out there on that. It is not passed yet. It is in its comment period, so we are waiting on that. Looking at using O1s, which are our extraordinary abilities, our EB1 for our extraordinary abilities for green cards, and our EB2s, which are our advanced degree holders, as well as our exceptional ability and our national interest waiver. You actively using those visa categories to attract folks that are in the AI field. I'll say more on that a little bit later this morning. So that was also part of the White House executive order. So there were a few more things in that executive order. But again, I really kind of tried to highlight the ones that I thought you all in my particular viewing audience would find helpful and interesting. I am super happy to talk to anybody else offline about that executive order. If you'd like a copy of that executive order, just let me know, drop a note in the comments. I'm happy to email that out to you. So the second big thing I want to talk, or the second thing I should say, that I want to talk to you about this morning is if you have tried recently to put in a request online regarding a case that is past your normal processing times, in case online case updates, and you feel like it's fallen into a black hole, you're getting error messages, or it's just simply not working, it is not you. The universe is not out to get you. There is a problem with the system. USCIS is aware of this issue. They are working on it. If I've had a couple people say that their receipt numbers have not been recognized, they've been getting messages that say that their receipt number has not been recognized, yet they have checked it and re-entered it and re-entered it. It's not you. It is USCIS. They are aware of the problem and they are working on it. So hopefully they will ping us back when this problem has been resolved. But in the meantime, if you're trying to check the status of your case online, or you're trying to put in a request that it's outside of normal processing times and you're getting error messages, or it's just not working, they are aware of it. So again, it's not you, it's them. A big issue that we have been hearing about recently, and so I bring it to your attention. The Department of State, as we know, oversees and runs all of the US consulates and embassies across the world. They are in the process of moving from one software platform to another software platform. So they are moving away from US travel docs and they're moving to US visa scheduling. So they are doing it slowly. They have not just sort of launched this for all of the consulates just quite yet. They're doing it in a slow move. So as with any software migration, any software transition, any move, it's tech, it's been messy, y'all. It's been messy and it has been difficult, and it has certainly has had its challenges. The Department of State is aware of all of that. But again, I wanted to bring some of those challenges to your attention in case you have been trying to get visas, visa appointments scheduled and get, passports back, and you were sort of caught up in this transition from one software platform to the other one. So login credentials from the old system are not valid in the new system, from what we have been told. So you are going to have to create new profiles in the new system. So that's sort of just number one. If you have an appointment date and you've already paid your fee, but notification of your fee is not translating over into the new system, do not pay again. If you have confirmation that you have paid, do not pay again. They're saying if you pay again, you are not going to get that second fee back. So what they're asking you to do is simply send an email to support and they will look into it for you. So that is, one of the major things that we are seeing. But if you have encountered an error with your payment, you think it's, whether you think it's been successful and it hasn't been, you don't see it in the system, do not pay again. Definitely email support and they will take a look at that for you. The new system is asking for y'all have to look at it, a petition request number. A petition request number. There is no such thing. So again, it's not you, it's them. It's tech. Bugs happen, glitches happen. So there is no petition request number. Now there is a petition receipt number. So if you have a petition receipt number, enter it twice. Enter it where it says petition receipt number, and again where it says petition request number. They are working to remove the petition request number field. But until that is removed across the board, just enter your receipt number twice. The application in the new software is also asking for start and expiration days and times. So days, this certainly makes sense. We have seen that forever and a day. The expiration times, however, do not make sense. And they understand that is a glitch. So what they're asking you to do is for the start time, put 12:01 a.m. And for the end time, for the expiration time, put 11:59 p.m. And again, do this until those time fields are no longer showing, which means that they have taken them out of the system and that they have fixed that particular glitch. Tracking passport delivery after the visas are issued is another sort of glitch that they have seen. Some folks were not notified that their visas and their passports were ready for pickup or delivery or what have you. So the consulates are working to rectify these issues and get your passports back to you. Again, there is guidance on their website. And so you can go to their website, which is the old website is ustraveldocs.com. So you can go on their website. If you're having a lot of issues, though, you can always email that support email address that they have on the websites. So again, new tech, it's glitchy, it's messy right now. They have not rolled it out worldwide. This is a slow rollout. I suspect it is in part a slow rollout because every new rollout will have its issues. So they are working through these issues. They are aware of these. So we are working with them, y'all. We are working with them. The next thing I want to talk to y'all about are the new I-9 form. Y'all, this is super, super important. The new I-9 form, you should have been using it as of November 1st. Okay. If you still using an old version of that I-9 form, you need to switch to the new version yesterday. The new edition date that is acceptable is 1, 2023. If you have any other date, any other edition date on your I-9, you are not using the most current edition date. So you want to make sure that you are using the most current I-9 form when you're completing your I-9s. That came into being November 1. So just keep that in mind. Next up, for those of you who are wanting to get your green cards, don't have family members in the States, don't have an employer in the States, and don't feel like you can self-petition for your green card through employment, the diversity visa registration is still open. It will, however, close November 7th. So it will close tomorrow. So do it today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Do it today if you want to get yourself in and registered for the diversity visa lottery. Do that today if that is something that you are interested in doing. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is another national interest waiver tip. So if you've been listening to me at all and you get this far with me, I love it. But national interest waiver is a second preference employment-based green card application. Second preference means that typically a master's degree or higher is required for that position, and the individual has a master's degree or higher in a related position. If you don't have a master's degree, there are certainly ways that we can show the equivalent of a master's degree. But for a national interest waiver, so we need to show that master's degree level. We also need to show that your proposed endeavor has both substantial merit and national importance to the United States. And we need to show that you, as the beneficiary, are well positioned to continue to advance that endeavor, continue to work in that endeavor once the green card is issued. And that 3, on balance, it makes sense and it is beneficial for the United States to waive the usual requirements of having a job offer, an employment sponsor, and doing the labor certification application through Department of Labor, which means advertising to see if there are any qualified U.S. workers for that role. So assuming we got through all that, great, you got your I-140, you got your national interest waiver. So my tip goes back to what I was talking about earlier about artificial intelligence, or AI. The White House has just come out with an executive order all about artificial intelligence. There were specific immigration provisions under Section 5 about, the White House would like to see those individuals who are actively working in AI, who are trying to move the needle on AI, have a real streamlined way to get into the United States and continue their work. That's great. If you think that is you, right? Wonderful. I want to caution you, however, just because you are working in AI is not a guarantee. It is not a slam dunk that you will automatically be eligible for a national interest waiver green card. So even if you're working in AI, you still must meet all of the criteria. So I know AI is all the rage now. Everyone is talking about it. But you must still meet all of the EB2 national interest waiver requirements. It cannot just be, hey, I work in AI, I'd like my green card now. Immigration does not work that way. There was nothing in the executive order that said we're going to throw out all of our requirements just because you work in AI. That is not what it said at all. So keep in mind, my tip is to keep in mind that even if you work in AI, it is fantastic. That puts you one step closer, certainly, to getting your national interest waiver green card. But we still need to show that you meet all of the national interest waiver requirements. So that is my national interest waiver tip. That is all I have for you this beautiful Monday morning. If you have any questions about your immigration case, you have any questions about how to hire that exact right candidate that you have found, or if you are curious as to whether or not you yourself qualify for a national interest waiver green card, feel free to reach out to my office. You can send me a message on this platform. or you can shoot me an email, and I will chat with y'all next Monday. Bye.